Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Now this here is the Enchanted Hollow. The Enchanted Hollow is on the 64 by 64 lot in Windenburg on the island area. Now in this video I am going to be using all mods from the amazing creator called BakieGaming. Now I leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description box below where you can go and watch all of his amazing video tutorials on how to put these mods into your game, and you can pick and choose on which mods you actually want to go in. But yeah, I created this on Twitch, hence why I'm using a little bit of CC or mods again. Next week you can be sure that there will be CC free builds coming back into the channel, because I am going to be finishing off a modern mansion build that I've got sorted, and also I will be building another installment of rebuilding Windenburg, so be on the lookout for that. Now these amazing things that I'm using right here, they are Raisable Cliffs. So these are something that Bakie created, where you can put them into the terrain and use the 9 key and let them rise above, and you can make really cool shapes and just let your imagination run wild. Now this area does change quite a bit. I do go in and use different rocks and stuff in a second, just because the arch just wasn't looking great to me, but you will see that a bit further on into the video. Now I hope you've all had good weeks and whatnot. I've had a pretty good week. A few crappy things have happened, but hey ho, I've come out the other side smiling, so that is always the best way. But yeah, as I said, if you want to go and download his creations, do so in his YouTube channel, because that is the best way to do it, because he goes through really simply and allows you to really get the tutorials into your head, so you can get these beautiful things into your game. And let me just tell you guys, they are amazing, and we'll go through them all in just a second, and I'll show you some of the amazing things that he creates. And this is the part where it gets a bit more what it's supposed to look like. So what I found is I needed to kind of size down the rocks and just use these are the jungle adventure rocks that he created. So they fit in with that world, but I decided to put them up in this world just because they looked goddamn gorgeous. That's why. And these fairy things that I'm putting up on top of this archway here, they're from the Romantic Garden stuff pack. They are just incredible statues, and I still think that stuff pack is probably one of the best. I'm not a fan of a lot of the flowers on them. They're a bit too cutesy, but I do love a lot of the things that come with it. Like all the statues and stuff, they're probably still one of my favorites in game. Now this is the river area. So this is the river area. In the beginning I did it with just a pool, but I actually go ahead and make it into a fountain going up to the river area, and then the pool itself is an actual pool, and I put a little bridge and stuff there. Now what I'm doing here is I was struggling. I was using his mods incorrectly. That is me not watching the tutorial videos fully because I was too excited to get them in my game. So make sure you go in ahead and watch through all of the tutorials properly, and yeah, don't do what I did, chat, because it's not good. What I did was I got excited and I wanted to see the water texture that I'm using. Now this is one of his creations as well. This is a mirrored water texture. Now the mirrored water texture is absolutely gorgeous. It reflects everything into the pool with this pure just stillness throughout all of it, and I absolutely love it. And what I was trying to do is I was adding, it's going to be a bit complicated for me to try and explain these mods fully to you, because I have no idea how he does this, but he's got these things that make it look like the water is flowing, so it's almost like a current. And I was placing them in the actual pool itself with this water texture on. I should have left the default water there first so I could see where I was placing them and stuff, and I made a bit of an error in my judgment that way. So that was me struggling around with it a little bit, but gorgeous. And look at those waterfall lights. He made those as well, so they are beautiful waterfall lights that are just incredible. I absolutely love them. I don't know why that isn't in the game at the minute. I really don't. This lot in particular, it hasn't really got a massive use for it. It would be considered a pool area really, but what I did, I will show you that a bit further on into the speed build. I built these old ruins, and I put this campsite in the middle of them, and your Sims can go and camp there and chill out, and then come up here and have a swim in the enchanted pool. Now, in my head, the enchanted pool could cleanse you of all diseases, or just give you some enlightenment or something. That was where my head was going with this. I wanted to create a fantasy lot in-game for quite a while, but with some of the Sims 4 stuff, I couldn't really create what I wanted to. But with these raisable cliffs and stuff, they are absolutely incredible. And I especially love the ones with the grass on top that I've just placed. They are absolutely gorgeous. And as you can see, everything just perfectly fits in graphically. So the graphics are completely and utterly Max's match. They just fit in with the game graphics so well. And he actually hand painted a lot of these rocks. So he actually had to go through and create all of the textures and stuff on the rocks himself, which is just, that is applaudable. If you ask me, that is absolutely applaudable. I will be using very many more of his mods in the future, that's for sure, because it was an absolute joy to go and play around with it. It really was. And now if you do go over to his YouTube channel, put in his comments on one of his videos, Devon sent me, with loads of hearts. I want to see some Devon love over on his channel, and go and give him a follow, guys, because he's a really nice guy as well. And I think I'm saying his name incorrectly. He's got a really nice Dutch accent, and I can't quite make out if it's Bakie or Bakey. I think I'm saying it wrong, so you'll have to excuse me, friend. I am very apologetic. Now, these vines are actually vines in-game. These came with the Jungle Adventure game pack. You have to go into debug to find these items, but they will appear in your lot. If you do choose to download this with all of his CC, they will appear as well, because they are actually an in-game item. So I do mix up a lot of the items with a lot of his items. And you can see I've put that current in now, the water flow and texture. In gameplay mode, that just looks incredible, because it almost looks like the water's kind of flowing underneath this bridge area. So I hide up the harsh lines with these rocks, and it was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I had so much fun. So much fun placing and playing around with this lot. I hope you enjoy landscaping. I know a lot of you enjoy landscaping, because this video is primarily a 30-minute long landscaping video. I did try and stop recording here and there, because I did create this on stream. I did try and sort of like record the interesting parts, can we say. But I think the magic of it will come in the tutorial, not the tutorial, the video tour towards the end. And you can see I was like, oh, why is those water currents not working? And I did something completely wrong, and I still have yet to figure it out. But I will make sure that they are all working for you once the lot is downloadable in game. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. In my head, my game design head kind of came out. So I got the basic shape down with the landscaping, with the terrain manipulation. And then I wanted to go up, and on the highest levels of the hills, I put the raisable cliffs and then littered it with trees and framed in this whole lot. This lot is particularly gorgeous at nighttime. I did go around and really play around with the lighting and stuff. And there are creatures everywhere. There's chipmunks that you can download from him that run out of these logs. There's toadstools, sprites, which are almost like a fantasy creature like fairies. They are actually in-game. I just can't remember where you get them from. As in, they're in a land in-game. I think they're in the... Forgotten Hollow, I think it was called. I think they're there. I'm not too sure though, but you can just go to Bakie's YouTube channel and download them from there, which would be a lot easier. I really enjoyed reading all of your comments on my last video. It's always interesting to see people's top 5 of anything. Is anybody else like that, where you just like looking at lists of people, like top 10s? I don't know what it is. I think it comes from school, where you like, did anybody used to like, my top friends are, and then they put all your top friends in your list. And so I used to love doing that. How sad. Imagine doing that now. Imagine doing that now as an adult. I'm sorry, but you've just slipped down to 3. You called me a bitch and I didn't like it. I have no idea what I'm saying. The ruin area was really, really interesting to try and recreate. I use a lot of the old ruined walls that came with the Get Together stuff pack, and then I mix it up with the Jungle Adventure arches and stuff, which you can find in the debug menu if you wish to go trawling through it. And I just loved it. Now I'm doing this. You've seen me do this terrain paint in so many of my builds before, where I use the get together stone and then I go in the middle with the other one to make it look like it's almost being worn away somewhat. And then I go around the edge and frame in the path using a darker sort of soiled trim. And that just almost solidifies the fact that this path is not just floating on top of grass. I really enjoy how that looks, and I have used this method countless times in my simming career. For those of you on Twitch, I will be changing up my schedule from now on, and this goes to anybody else who does come over and watch me on Twitch. I used to start at 6 p.m. GMT, but because of my new way of recording everything I stream and editing and stuff, I just do not have time to try and do everything. So what I'm doing now is starting at 8 p.m. GMT on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Tuesday and Wednesday being the simming day. So that's the days that I will be building in either The Sims or any other game like Minecraft, or I said in my last video. So be on the lookout for it. Be on the lookout for that, my dears, because I'm sure you're going to be very excited. Anyway, see the grass that I was placing before? Oh, no, we must talk about this first. This is the little log area. So you can see I've put his cute little toadstools. They've actually got snap points as well, which is just incredible. The log has got snap points, so you can put toadstools growing out of that log. And just look how well the graphics fit into the game. I just think it's so incredible. And you can, in gameplay, you can actually go up to the log and press on, and the chipmunk kind of nibbles on a nut and then runs out of the log. It's the cutest thing ever, and I nearly died when I seen it. So yeah, I think you're going to enjoy it. And this is the ruins. You can see what I'm doing with the ruins now. I use the windows. I think these came with Jungle Adventure as well. So I'm mixing up the stone from Get Together and the... Is it Get Together? Yeah, the stone walls from Get Together and the Jungle Adventure brick windows, which I just feel it fits perfectly in with the graphics and the colors and stuff. I just really did think it did so. Perfect English there, Aiden. Well done. But yeah, this is the ruin area, and it was almost like playing around with Lego, like planting these like bricks on top of each other and making it look like this area had completely fallen down over the years. But I don't know, I had so much fun creating this little thing here. It brought up my inner child again, playing with Lego. I used to play with Lego all the time when I was little, and I got into trouble once. This is the story, little story time with me. Probably when I was about 5, I snuck out of my parents' house and went all the way over to the neighbours, which was very far away at that point. And because I knew it was my mum's best friend, I knew that they had a huge collection of Lego. So I went and played with the Lego for about 4 hours without realising, well, probably because I was 5 and I didn't like give a shit. But without realizing, my mum had a search party looking for me, because a 5-year-old missing is usually going to call out for a search party. Police, everybody, there was like 50 people searching for me, thinking that the worst had happened. And little did they know, it was just me behind a sofa in my parents' neighbour's house, after sneaking in, by the way. So not only did I do a bit of break and entering when I was 5 years old, I snuck into my neighbour's house, and I was behind the sofa, playing with the Lego. Now, we only realised this when my neighbour came home, and I think she was going to call somebody, and she heard like the rustling of Lego bricks, and then looked behind the sofa, and there was me building. So I think the love came from then with The Sims, where I could just build whatever I'd like to. And my God, can you imagine being a parent? My poor mum must have absolutely shit her pants at the fact that I was completely missing, and yet I've just snuck out of the house and decided to treat myself to a bit of the neighbour's Lego. But anyway, end story time. And this is the ruined area all finished now. So what I actually do with this is I put a campsite in it. Now, I didn't make it a usable campsite because the tents that you can use in the game that came with the outdoor retreat stuff game pack. Oh my God, I actually got the name right of it. So the outdoor retreat game pack, the tents just didn't fit in with the aesthetic of this build. So what I did is I used the movie prop that came with the Get Famous expansion pack. And it just fit the area a little bit more. So what you guys will probably need to do if you do want to make this a bit more of a usable campsite is swap it up for a usable tent. And I also put like a campfire in there and stuff, and it just looks gorgeous. Looks gorgeous. And see these grass that I'm placing? This is from BakieGaming as well. Now, they are in-game grass. You have obviously seen them from Jungle Adventure and the base game. But these are special because your Sims can actually walk through them. So your Sims won't get trapped by them. So your Sims can be like kind of, I don't know, belly deep in grass and walk through the grass and stuff. It just looks really, really great. And I love that aspect. I'm almost questioning as to why it wasn't allowed in game as well. It's just a bit odd. Just a bit odd, but it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I absolutely adore it. Now, in the video tour in the beginning, you probably noticed that there was a cheeky little deer by the riverside. That there, my friends, is from the gallery. I just literally typed deer in it, and the first one that popped up on the most popular page on the gallery, I was like, oh, we'll use that one. But then I downloaded some antlers. Yeah, here you go. Look, here's the tent. See, little cheeky tent. I downloaded some antlers from a creator called the Colino, and they are these big deer antlers that come in the dog's accessory part in Create a Pet. So I put the antlers on the dog. Sounds hilarious. And it just made it look like a deer, and I really wanted this kind of magical feeling. You know where I'm going with this. You probably don't, because I don't speak a whole lot of sense all the time. But yeah, really, really great. So if you do want a deer in your game, there is plenty of really creative people on the gallery who do these most amazing animal creations that aren't dogs or cats. Well, they are really, but they don't look like it. So if you want to go and download that as well, then it's the first one on the most popular page on the gallery. And then the antlers, I will leave a link in the description box below for the antlers. And it was just incredible. It's made this place look even more magical. And I loved it. Loved it, loved it. The true magic comes from the live mode. It comes from the live mode of the game, because the water graphics, you can see on the water surface now, it's got these glittery textures. That is actually another BakieGaming creation. So you can place these gorgeous glittery water textures on top of your water to make the water look even more magical in itself. And that honestly filled me with so much joy. I might have shed a tear or two when I used them. I didn't, but I'm just being dramatic so you guys would go and download all of his stuff, because he's amazing. But yeah, that was the way to do it. Now, what was I going to talk about? What have I been playing? What have I been playing? I treated myself to a new PlayStation 4 Pro. This is another story time with me, by the way. I treated myself to a brand new PlayStation 4 Pro. It's PS4 Pro. And mainly because my boyfriend is addicted to Farm Simulator 2019. So I don't really much get a look in with the PlayStation. And I got a capture card given to me at Christmas so I can stream console games on Twitch now. So I was just like, well, I'm just going to buy myself a PlayStation 4 Pro. So I did. And it was coming when I was at work and my boyfriend was home. So I was like, right, are you in at this time? Because my delivery's coming, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I am. Okay. Came home from work to an unboxed PS4 Pro, which had been plugged in, and the boyfriend in question was then playing on my PlayStation. If you could have seen my face, it would literally like someone had just slapped me across the face, because I was not in the best of moods after that. I was just like, have you seriously just unboxed my brand new PlayStation and are now playing on said PlayStation? And he just kind of sat there with this like sheepish kind of grin, which I just wanted to slap off of his face too. I'm only joking. I do not condone domestic violence. But yeah. What would you do in that situation, chat? Let me know, because I was fuming. Being a person who enjoys tech very much, I do like the whole unboxing process as well. And he took that away from me. But anyway, it's here. It's in my house. And I've been playing. I've just finished Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man game on PlayStation. And it's incredible. I had a great time playing with it. I really did. And I'm just finishing through my Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough as well, which I will be starting on stream this coming Sunday. So if anybody is around and they want to come and watch me get all frisky with cowboys, then you can come on ahead, and I'll be starting at 8 p.m. Oh, I'm not going to get used to saying that. 8 p.m. GMT. And you're more than welcome. More than welcome. Anyway, back to the build. You can see it's slowly starting to fill up now with how I wanted this lot in question to appear. You can see I tier and size up and down these rocks to kind of give it a variation in height. It's very easy to do so with these rocks because as soon as you put them together, they just blend in perfectly. They sink into the ground perfectly, especially when you use terrain paint, like the darker sort of soil around the rock and landscaping and stuff. It just, everything just worked so beautifully with these mods, and I am going to be a lifetime fan of BakieGaming now, and I will be chucking some money into his Patreon as well, because he gives all of these amazing creations for free, and he's got a Patreon, and I just think someone who puts this much dedication and time into their mod creations, I think need to like just give a few dollars here and there to kind of just say thank you and stuff. That's in my head. That's in my head. But look, I mean, look how much landscaping went into this. I couldn't believe how much landscaping was going into it. And when I was doing it, I was like, oh my God, this is going to take forever. This is like the biggest garden. And I just want it to look so natural and like it's always been there and it's been running for hundreds of years. It makes me want like a pond tool so much more in The Sims 4. I really, really wish we could have a pond tool in The Sims 4. We've heard that down the grapevine that will be happening, so let's hope and pray that it does happen. Yeah, I just want it. I want it now. I'm not being nice about it. I just want it now. But I don't know. As I said, I had so much fun creating this lot. I love making things look realistic and like they're meant to be there, and it's not just this boring suburban house that I'm. You know by now, I'm bored of seeing suburban houses. So this is no shade on anybody who likes to create suburban houses and stuff. It is your choice, and I will not diminish it with any kind of like bad words or whatnot. But it's just not me. It's not me. I like to try and think out of the box a little bit and do some different builds and try and get my game design kind of head out and almost make worlds. But yeah, loads. Even though I've got a mansion build coming out next week sometime. The one that you've probably heard me talk about a lot, and I just haven't got around to finishing it. I will tell you the interiors. I was heavily inspired by Mandy Moore's house. If you go onto YouTube and type in Mandy Moore's house, I think it was on the Architectural Digest YouTube channel. The inside of her house is perfection. It's like these really dusky pale pinks with marble floor. Well, not marble floors. They were like tiled marbled floors, but with like almost like a gold trim in the middle, a bit like the ones that we already had given in game. The ones that came with blah, 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 Get Famous, like those there, they were absolutely incredible. Loved them. Anyway, this is a little temple kind of thing I wanted to recreate. So I used the statues from the I've literally just said the name of that, but that garden pack, I can't bloody remember. I used that. And then put loads of candles and stuff around it. Now, what you can see I'm using now is another BakieGaming creation. These are the crystals that you can see. I think they come in the planet Sixum. So you can actually turn these crystals on and they emit the most beautiful glowing light and sound too. You'll see that a bit better in the video tour at the end, which I will go and do ahead for you. But yeah, I just love them. Love them. They come in a variety of colors as well, which is just the best. And I love them in gameplay. They look so incredible. And I just clustered them around this tree of life, we're going to call it. I just clustered them around there, and it brought the whole world again to life. And I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it's so fun that your Sims can come and swim in this like pool area. It's good. And what you can see I'm placing now are those sprite things. the like fairies, the light up fairies that you can see. I've gone into gameplay a little bit just to show off the colors and stuff so you can see it. Looks great. Looks great. I'm very happy with this build, and I hope you guys are too. I really do. But anyway, I'm going to leave you now because I have been rambling for too long. This has been my 4th time of trying to do this voiceover. So I'm a bit tired. I'm going to go and rest. And yeah, I'll be back next week, guys. I can't believe we're saying this. A week by week speed build. Be back next week with my modern mansion build. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. And I'll see you next time.